Hello again. My name is John, and some of you might have seen my little Nexus video I did on the unboxing. I did that 2 days ago on July 17th, the day I received my Nexus. Anyway, the next thing I would like to do is basically I would like to mount my Nexus in my cars. So anyway, I thought it might be kind of fun to make a video. Basically, this is the kit that I had received. I had bought it from Amazon. It's an, let's see, it's an Archon kit. It says it's designed in the USA and made in China, like most things. Anyway, yeah, I got that from Amazon.com for about 11 bucks, and it was a pretty good deal. And it seems to be of reasonably good quality and and substantial enough. It seems like it would do the job. Basically, what I have here is a micro USB charger. Okay, there's the instructions on the mounting device. Over here are the footies. They all have rubber padding for grip, plus a spring-loaded base, which fits into the Nexus7. And then some extension footies that you can use, again with non-slip surfaces. And then you have the basic unit itself that attaches to the windshield of the car, or you can mount it to your dashboard or wherever you can find a place that it would create some suction. Then I have my Nexus here, and over here's my sleeve for my Nexus. And there's my phone, which can run as a hotspot and give me 3D access to my Nexus while I'm on the road. Anyway, that's what we have. The tools you need are basically, that's it, just your hands. And there doesn't seem to be any screws or anything else involved in this. It's just a matter of positioning and assembly. So anyway, let's get on with the device. Okay, the first thing we need to do is set up the base unit here. Okay, I've already, experimented with it and found out which footies that work the best on it. And I found that the extended ones on the bottom and the short ones on the top, right here, seem to, hold it very, very securely. So anyway, I just put these things together like this. And it's a spring-loaded unit right here. And basically, you just put this in the bottom here, and you push down the springs, and it grabs the thing. And see, this is what we're looking at here. It's pretty secure. Doesn't want to go anyplace. Okay, the next thing we need to do is make sure that everything's fine. Let's unmount this thing for right now. Okay, there we go. And now let's move into the car, and I'll show you how to do a windshield mount on this thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, here we are in the car, and I'm going to try to do a windshield mount here. The best thing to do is to pick a spot that kind of works well. Okay, for me, I was thinking probably the best place to put this would be just basically right underneath the mirror, about right here. You just place it up here very securely. See how that is? And then you got this little suction lever here. You push that down, and it basically connects the unit to the windshield. And it's pretty solid, if you see. It's supposed to hold over 30 pounds of pressure. Okay, the next thing we need to do is to move this thing up to an adjustable area. Tighten it down, loosen this one up. And let me see, I do believe we go like this into like that. Okay. So let's just tighten it down for now, and we'll mount it. Okay, here's the unit. We just push it in here, like that, attach it. There we go. As you can see, it seems to work pretty good. Move the camera up a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, excuse me. There we go. Okay, that's a good shot of it. Okay. Now, to mount the Nexus. You just basically push it in here, push down on it, and let it go. And there you are. You've got yourself your Nexus. I can still see all my gauges over here. And then I can move it around. I need to loosen this thing up over here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now I can kind of tilt it towards me. Let's see what it looks like with the screen up. Okay. There we go. And don't look at this. This is my entry. Okay, there we go. Now I got the Nexus up. Okay, if you want to rotate it, you can turn it like this and do it this way, like that. And there you got the Nexus. And if you'd like to see what's on the screen, there you go. Okay, there we go. Now we got a Nexus mounted on our window. Okay, now for driving purposes, go like this. And we'll go into Google Maps. And there we go. As you can see over here, you got the mapping program there. Now you want to see it while you're driving, you go here, and basically this is my view from over here. This is what I see from my driving angle. As you can see, it's not horribly in the way or anything, and it's right up above my gauges, but I can still see all my gauges when I drive. And it looks like it'll work out pretty good. You get the GPS running on it, and then we put the navigation in. Speakers are free, and I think we're ready to go here. So next up, let's go ahead and try it on my car, my other car, the 240Z. Well, anyway, this is my 350. It's kind of dirty, but she's a wonderful car. And now I got a Nexus. And now let's go over here and do the 240. I might need a baby. She's a sweetheart. Okay. There's my car and my dashboard. You can see here that she's a nice little rig, and I'm quite pleased with her. This is the dash, Datsun. Okay, let me set up the camera so I can watch the install. Okay, let's try to install this now on the 240. Let's see how this goes. Okay. The best thing to do is, again, find a spot on the window that's going to be a bit out of the way. I suggest underneath the rear view mirror. Probably a good spot. Put the suction cup on there. Okay. Put this into a position. There we go. And I just tighten this down just a little bit. Okay. Now here's the base unit. Here, like that. Seat it down. Okay, that looks good. And let's put the Nexus 7 on. There we go. Okay, there we are. We're in business. Turn this thing on. Okay, and again, I don't want you to see my security. Okay, and here we go. Again, here's the Nexus 7 mounted on my windshield. Okay, you can always tweak it and move it. I would probably move this down a little bit more if I was actually driving. It's just a little bit in the way and blocks a bit of my view there. But if you move it down a bit, it should help out quite a bit. And anyway, just to give you an ability to use the Nexus 7 as a GPS, it's not a bad little deal. Okay, and then tomorrow I will show you what I've done as far as mounting on the dash. In my case, my 350, it will actually be in the dash. I hope this has been helpful, and here we go. Hi, I'm back again. We are now going to do the in the dash mounting of my Nexus 7 in my car, so I can use the GPS while I'm driving, and if necessary, I guess my wife can use the movie capabilities. Anyway, I've already prepped the car. I installed the disc that came with the kit that I had, and that was an Archon kit that I got from Amazon.com. It wasn't very expensive. It was only, I think, 11 bucks. So anyway, I showed you yesterday how to mount it on the windshields, which is very easy. If you want a windshield mount, I mean, there's really no reason in the world why you can't do that in a minute or two. So now we're going to do the in-dash thing. And there is a little bit more preparation for that. In order for this thing to get a good seal, it basically relies on a suction cup, so it needs basically like a glass kind of seal to it. They provided a disc with an adhesive back that I attached to my car. My car that I'm installing this in is my 350Z. It's a 2003 model year. And it came with this little like nook in the middle of the dash that was designed for a GPS system if you chose to get that as an option when I first purchased the car from the manufacturer. But back in 2003 when I took delivery, GPS was not very good, and I decided to just bypass that. So anyway, I'll show you my prep on this. It has been cured for over 24 hours, and that is what the instructions recommended to give it a good seal. And basically I installed that in the back of my Nook. Now in order to install it, it was slightly bigger than the space available. So I had to take a file, just an old regular shop file, and I filed down the top and bottom edges. And there wasn't much to take off, and it still left the disc intact and the adhesive and everything. But it fit in just like a glove. I mean, it is almost a perfect fit. So anyway, I'll show you a picture of that right now. And let's take a look. Okay. And here we are with the disc. Okay, you can see on the top there I had to shave it. And down on the bottom here I had to shave it. But it just fits like right in the back of my Nook here. As you can see, it's in my dash. And I just thought that would be the perfect location to keep it out of the way and to protect it, and very convenient as far as light and everything else is concerned. So anyway, now we're going to try to do the mounting, and I will demonstrate that in a second. Here you go. Bye. Okay, we're actually going to do the mounting now, and I'm going to try to hold this freehand. My tripod really doesn't get a good angle on this, so hopefully the picture won't be too jittery. So I'm trying to do it one-handed, and let's see how this works. Okay, here's the unit that we're going to be installing right here. You see the suction thing here. And you got the brackets and the little kind of attachment thing here that you push it up in order to create the suction that holds it in place. Now this unit claims that it can hold over 30 pounds of weight at the end of it, and Nexus doesn't weigh anything near that. And actually this was originally designed for like the Kindle Fire or other 7-inch tablets. It works just perfectly with the Nexus 7 from Google and Asus. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and you can see again, here's my disc in there. It's just sitting in there. Okay, I put this in like this and I attach it to the disc. And normally I'll have to hold it down in order to get it in there. But to be honest with you, it just kind of sticks itself right now. Well, there's a lever right over here. I don't know if you can see it, but you push that up to create the suction on it. And now this thing will not go anywhere. Ugh. I mean, it's really in there, really tight. And it's a very, very secure fit. Okay, next thing you want to do is adjust the angles that you're going to use. Okay, let's see, we'll loosen this up a little bit. Okay, tighten that one down so it doesn't move around too much. There's an adjustment lever right over there that I just... sorry about the delay, my battery just clicked out on me, so I had to go change it. So anyway, I have already mounted the suction device into my dash little cubby hole here. And I was just showing some of the adjustments on it. In the back here, you can see there's a little adjustment on the back that you tighten and loosen. That gives you your angles and stuff. Let me just loosen that up so I can move this a little bit over like this. And then I'll tighten it down until I have the angle I want. Okay, let me see, a little bit better there. Tighten it down. Okay, now it's tight. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to use the mounting device here with the little footies and the spring-loaded thing. This thing really seems to hold the Nexus very tightly. Some people might want it tighter, and you can go ahead and opt in to put some shorter footies on the bottom, but I find this to be pretty adequate for mine. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere once I put it on, because these all have these anti-skid things on the top, and they're kind of angled down, so it's really kind of hard for the Nexus to get out once you put it in. Anyway, I'm going to try putting that in here. You push it in. You push that down to seat it on those little spikes there. And now the unit is in. Okay, and this is what it looks like over here. and it seems to fit in just about perfectly. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and put my Nexus in. Now this is going to be a little tricky, just because I don't think I should do it one-handed. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the tripod back on and see if I can get an angle on that from here. I'll start the film in a second. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to install the Nexus into the unit. Okay, I want to install it in portrait mount. I think that's really my only option here. So anyway, all you need to do is just push down on the footies on the bottom. It moves the spring, and then you put it up. Now you want to make sure up here on the top that the footies aren't hitting any of the things. But anyway, we got the Nexus in here. It's not going anywhere. It's on pretty tight. And yeah, you really can't pull it out either, you know, without doing some damage to it. So anyway, there we go. We've got the thing mounted, and it looks like it's going to work pretty good. Probably want to change the angle just a little bit. Move it up so I get a little better angle on my driving for my head. Now while I'm sitting here, okay, now this is basically what it looks like from where I'm driving. Okay, it's right there. Perfect angle for a perfect view of the Nexus. And I will turn it on in just a second. But let's take an outside shot so you have an idea how it is in relationship to the dashboard. But as you can see, it's totally out of the way. My windshield is wide open. You know, I can see all of my gauges, and it looks like it's only made to be in there. And my stereo controls and all that stuff is accessible. And it looks like a pretty good location. Okay, let me just go on the outside of the car and I'll show what it looks like from there. Okay, and here's the view from the outside of the car. You can see it fits in there very nicely. Very tight. It actually looks like it was custom made to fit in there. And you can zoom in on this. Okay. Next I'll turn it on and you'll have an idea how the view is. Okay, now I've got the Nexus turned on. It's on Google Maps, as you can see. It's got my map kind of showing where I'm at. The GPS seems to be working fine. It seems to have a good angle out the windshield to pick up the satellites and everything. And basically this is what I see when I'm driving. You know, I'm up here, I look down, and there it is. Reflections aren't too bad. I mean, they're a little bit, but you know, I can see the map very clearly. And it has my location. I mean, it's got the little Google GPS there. And it's not focusing. Oh well. Anyway, take my word for it, it's in the right location. And it looks like I'm ready to drive. So anyway, this is it for my installation in my car, and I am very pleased with it. I am ready to hit the road and to be using my GPS to show me where I'm at and where I'm going, and it looks like it will be just effortless. Also, one little note, another nice thing is that the speaker for the Nexus is right along the bottom here, and it's facing wide open, and it's kind of reflecting off the back there. So you can actually hear it pretty nicely when you're in navigate mode and it's giving you driving instructions. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful to some other people that might be trying to do the same thing. It just gives you a little bit extra flexibility and a little bit more usefulness out of the Nexus 7. And it's a much better GPS, I think, than anything you can buy on the market. And it does a lot of other stuff. I mean, what a winner. Anyway, I will come back and I'll just have a couple of mentions about some accessories I found to be quite useful for the Nexus. And I hope you might find it useful also. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Now, just a quick word about some accessories that are nice to have when you mount your Nexus 7 in your car. Number one would be a car charger. It's basically, it fits into the cigarette lighter attachment. The one I have here is basically, the specs on it match almost exactly what the charger does that comes in the box with the Nexus 7. It's basically 2.1 amps charging and 5 volts DC. And it fits right in your car charger. It has a USB connection on the back. Next up would be the USB cable. You need to run it from the charger to your Nexus. And next up would be a cell phone that can also double as a hotspot. Now mine is a Optimus V. It's a relatively inexpensive. It runs Android 2.2, but it works great as a hotspot. And I have a plan through Virgin Mobile that basically gives me 300 minutes talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. And that runs me about $25 a month. I think the same plan now, I've been grandfathered in the $25 plan, but the same plan is about $35 a month. And it's a whole lot better than these contract phones, and unlimited data, good deal. It's 3G, but you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure what the bandwidth is, but I can use that as a hotspot and play HD movies from Netflix or Hulu Plus on my tablet all day long. But anyway, the battery life is excellent, and it, you know, and if you have it set up as a hotspot, you just turn the screen off, and it can act as a hotspot for quite a long time, much longer than the charge or you probably would need for your tablet. But what that gives you is basically the ability to use the Google Navigate that's part of one of the features for Google Maps. Now, it isn't absolutely necessary to have the internet connection through the phone, because you can now download maps off of Google Maps onto your local tablet. But if you want to use Navigate, you need to have some sort of an internet connection, especially if you're going to change locations. So anyway, this is just some good accessories to have in your car. I find these to be incredibly useful. If you want to use your Nexus 7 as a mobile system that you can mount in your car, I highly recommend these things. Okay, thank you. I think I am done now. Goodbye.